How did 1950s advertising exclude marginalized groups? Imagine flipping through a magazine or watching a television commercial in the 1950s. Everything looks bright, cheerful, and perfect. But behind those images lies a story of exclusion. During this era, advertising mainly focused on white, middle-class Americans. It rarely showed or spoke to Black people, Hispanics, Asians, or other minority groups. Instead, it used stereotypes that kept marginalized groups out of the picture. For example, advertisements often depicted Black Americans as servants or caricatures with exaggerated features and speech. These images made it seem like they belonged in certain roles only, reinforcing a social hierarchy that favored white audiences. When Black consumers were shown in ads, it was usually in a limited way. Sometimes they appeared as respectable Black people with lighter skin and European features, trying to fit into white beauty standards. Other times, they appeared only in niche markets or as part of stereotypes that portrayed them as simple-minded or subservient. Hispanics and Asians were even less visible in advertising. Marketers did not see them as important consumers, so they were ignored or portrayed in a stereotypical manner. Women also faced strict roles in ads. Most commercials showed women as housewives and mothers, emphasizing domestic chores and caring for children. Women who did not fit this mold were rarely shown. Women of color were almost never depicted outside of stereotypical servant roles. The consumer culture of the 1950s was built around the ideal of suburban family life. Ads promoted products for the typical white middle-class family, like new cars, appliances, and clothing. This created a picture of prosperity that many marginalized groups could not access or see themselves in. This exclusion was not accidental. It reflected the social attitudes of the time, which favored white dominance and ignored the diversity of American society. When we look back at 1950s advertising, it is easy to remember the bright images of family life and consumer goods. But those images often left out or stereotyped many Americans. Understanding this helps us see how consumer culture was shaped by social inequalities, even as it created a style that still influences advertising today.